Welcome to the In the Course Show. I am your host, Mr. B. We have a very exciting show for you today. In this segment, we're discussing sports. What if I told you Michael Jordan's got another three-peat? You'd probably think I was crazy. I'm not. The guy's just destined for winning, man. Michael Jordan's race car team now his drivers won 3 straight races in NASCAR. 3 championships. He just started this program, and I think he's invested in a few different teams. And this one team, I think it's like 23-11, has won 3 straight NASCAR races, which sets a new record. The guy's got the blessing on him. You got to respect it. Let's go ahead and check out some of the highlights from this. But I want to say congratulations to him and his team. That driver is phenomenal. So y'all definitely check him out.
Let's finish this off.
They wouldn't have minded it coming out now if you're Billy Scott and Michael Jordan.
Wow.
Believe it or not, I can't believe he's going to have to stay, Kevin. Cannot miss a race now.
Guess we'll see him in Phoenix.
Well, they said this could not be done. Winning the first 3 races of a NASCAR season. No one has ever done it. Not since 1949. It happens today. 3-peat for Tyler Reddick. 23-11 in Toyota.
Yeah, guys. Great work.
Big spin for the fans up there at turn 1. Let's go down to the winner's pit. Jamie.
Michael Jordan is out of breath. That's 3 weeks in a row. 77-year history of NASCAR, Michael. This has never been done. What can you say about the domination by your team today?
It's time for change. Time for change, and the guys feel the same thing. And Tyler came in with most pressure. I guess everybody expected him, or he had a chance to win 3 in a row. That's the hardest one to win, And he kept to his strategy, and man, the guys put together a great car, man. And I think Billy did an unbelievable job in calling the game, calling the race, and Tyler did a good job. He beat some good competition. I mean, when you see SVG coming back there, you get a little nervous, but I think he had him covered pretty much the whole day.
Michael, the records, the wins, the trophies, what does this all mean to you as a team owner here in this sport?
Well, I'm proud of the team that we put together. I mean, Denny, I'm pretty sure it's the same way. He feels the same way as I do. And I think a lot of credit goes to him because I think he's the mastermind behind finding Tyler and putting together, Billy Scott and all that. Look, I just put up the money. I'm just a competitor. But I think Denny's done an unbelievable job in terms of helping build this team. And I think the team has done a good job in just taking our leadership and going out and winning. That's what it's about, winning.
So we're going to see you in Phoenix?
I'll be in Phoenix.
How about that? Last year, no victories. His baby son with serious health issues. Tyler Reddick's focus was on the racetrack, but it was not a great season. All that is behind 23-11 and the Reddick family now. And 2026 could not have gotten off to a better or a more unbelievable start.
It has been incredible. What a burnout right there by Reddick.
Can't script it any better, can you?
Let's go. A.J. Allmendinger getting assistance. Tyler's son Bo helps him celebrate. What a moment. The 30-year-old from Corning, California has his 11th career win and an unprecedented 3-peat to start the season.
Let's go, dude.
Having heard his backstory too, with his son having sickness and stuff in the prior year, this is great.
Has this been a season or what? Josh Sims.
Tyler Reddick gets to celebrate making history in NASCAR, celebrating with the family, celebrating with team co-owner Michael Jordan, and of course, his kids, Tyler. No one has ever won 3 races to start a year. You make history here today. What does that mean to you?
It means the world. Yeah, you know, it's so fitting. You know, we get going at the end there, and I'm leading, and there's SVG, the guy I've been trying to beat for a while now, and just you know, to be able to outlast him there and hold on for the win is it's incredible. We just really proud of the Showman Casino Toyota Camry, everyone at 2311. We worked really hard. We did not like getting beat like that at road courses, and it's one race, but it was so important, you know, so fitting that we were able to get 3 in a row and make history.
Bring me through those final laps, because you talk about being able to hold off SVG, who's one of the best to do it on road courses. What were the nerves like, and what were you telling yourself in that moment?
Yeah, just trying to remember everything that I knew was going to be important there at the end, and just tried to minimize the mistakes. Shane is that's what he's so good at, man. He does not make mistakes, and I certainly made a couple, and just doing everything I could to just manage the gap and just stay away from him, if you know what I mean. If I let him get close enough, it was going to be probably hard to hold him off.
Tyler Reddick with a 3-peat to start the year.
Wow, well deserved. Shout out to Michael Jordan. He's doing a great job over there. The guy's just got winning in his blood. Now, I thought it'd be interesting to actually look into what 23x11 is. How did the team come about? What happened? What's the backstory? And so I was able to go online, and I found some stuff online actually that speaks more to the team and Michael Jordan's partner, Denny Hamlin, who also was a famous racer. And you know, it's a great team. They're based out in North Carolina. Let me go ahead and play this little clip that kind of gives you a breakdown of their shop, their operations, and it's like a state-of-the-art mint shop. So let me share this with you guys. And
this digital calendar, lightening my mental load, makes it worth every penny. I wasn't fully convinced the Skylight calendar would be able.
It's your host, Sydney Staples, and we're going to check out all things 2311. We're with Denny Hamlin. You are the co-owner of 2311 alongside Michael Jordan. But I want to take you back to your younger racing days, if you will. What would you say to your younger self about now? Could he have even believed this?
No, I just aspired to be a local short track racer that would win on Friday night at your local little tiny short track. Never would I envision making it to the Cup Series and then, you know, winning as many races as I have in the Cup Series, and now owning a race team. It just, all those things is far beyond my imagination.
So what is Airspeed, what we're standing in right now, the headquarters of 2311?
Airspeed is essentially kind of what 2311 is. Michael is 23, I'm 11. Obviously, Air is him, I'm the speed. So Airspeed is not your normal race shop. We created an environment here for our employees that is unmatched by any other race team. You know, it's state of the art. All the technology that we have here is just second to none, and it's hopefully going to give us the edge on the racetrack.
Denny, so there's a legend, okay, that there was a sketchbook. There were sketches of your mind creating all of this. Can you talk me through that a little bit?
It took a few years. I mean, a few iterations to say the least. I mean, I think there were probably 2 to 3 full redos of this place. And I actually have, you know, kind of a big cardboard sheet, and basically says, all right, how much space does each room need to be? How many square foot? And I just started moving these blocks all around to try to configure the right way to do it. And then on top of that, you got to add efficiency, right? There's a lot of things that went into, you know, making sure everything is at the right place. But ultimately, you know, it turned out really well, and really happy with how it all turned out. What
were some of the intentional design choices made throughout here? And we can start with the Jordan brand side of things.
There's little things everywhere. One side is Chicago Bulls red, one is Carolina blue. That relates because the Carolina blue is from where where it all starts, and the competition, Chicago Bulls red, is where it ends. So, just little things here. You got 23-degree angle windows.
There's a 23 wall with a lot of shoes on it. Apparently yours weren't good enough to make the cut. Yes, take me through that.
Yeah, so I had my own personal collection there. I think he didn't like the size more than anything, but it is symbolic because you have the 23 wall there with all the Jordan 11 shoes. So it makes sense to have the 23-11 shoes.
What about your flair? Where are you present within the space?
Rooms like this, these are kind of the tones that I've always been attracted to, the light wood, the dark walls. That's something that both me and Michael share in our style. And if you ever look at his golf clubhouse design, it's very, very similar to this.
Denny, what room are we standing in right now?
So this is the cafe. This is one of the few things when you asked me earlier about what do other teams wish they had. This is one of the key things. We want people to eat and cheer. We want to have people from the business side and the competition side coming together and intermingling when they don't normally do that. And so give them a platform here to play some shuffleboard, ping pong, pool, get on the racing simulator, whatever it might be. It gives an opportunity to have fun with each other.
In this space, I'm seeing greenery above us, and that is something you literally had a direct hand in doing. Tell me the story behind that.
There was a breakfast place in Scottsdale, Arizona that I visited, and I was like, yeah, I love the greenery in the ceiling. I was like, okay, so put that in the memory bank of something that I want to include. So just wanted to create that cafe feeling, and I felt like the greenery helped with that.
We are with CJ Walker, the athletic trainer here at 2311. Take me through what you guys do in terms of the whole body of a NASCAR driver and what that looks like for them.
Yeah, so we really try to individualize as much as possible, identifying both what forces they're absorbing in the car, so a track-to-track basis, how they're supported in their seats. We take that and kind of put them in positions to create a more general body strengthening and conditioning across the board. Some guys we focus a little bit more on head and neck support, hip complex. Low back's always a popular one with all of our drivers that we work on day in and day out. Just creating a general core strengthening program that just allows them to absorb a lot more forces over the course of a race.
You spent time at LSU, at Georgia. How would you say people would react when they see a place like this when it comes to a race team?
Yeah, I think it definitely would surprise them. I think it's something 2311's really made an intentional approach at, both with how they designed this. This facility is very similar to what I experienced my time at Georgia and LSU that time too. But I think specifically when they brought in someone like me who comes from that collegiate realm with an emphasis on the elite athlete model, both with our drivers and our pit crew, they really wanted to take that outside approach of not necessarily how NASCAR has done things before, but really kind of be innovative and take that next level step and take that same approach from a recovery and performance standpoint with the support staff as myself, our strength coach who was with an NBA team previously, to apply that same model approach to our pit crews and our drivers.
How different or similar would you say the recovery process for a driver is in comparison to, let's say, athletes that are playing football, baseball, soccer?
I'd say it's very similar, honestly. I know sometimes NASCAR can give that stereotype of all they do is just turn left. There's really a lot more to that. They're battling, heat conditions in the car. Sometimes, that their air system happens to fail, which does happen occasionally. But usually they're going to be fighting the similar things that anybody is. Dehydration, muscle strains, excessive fatigue, chronic issues from overuse things. So a lot of it is very, very similar to what you would see in a football or track and field or some other sport that you think of.
All right, Wheels, down here, everything is in a loop, intentionally done that way in terms of your guys' flow of work. So take me through that.
Yeah, so we intentionally made this a good flow to the building. We're one of the last teams to build a new facility, so we want to make sure it flowed well for our workers. So in here we have we call it transaxle room. Our transaxles from X-Track, single source supplier, they're about $42,000 each. They're housed in here and semi-serviced. They have to be actually taken apart outside of this place for NASCAR rules. To our left, we have interior parts, electrical, seats, dash panels, interior goods. Next to that, we have our wet systems room, which is radiators, oil coolers, fuel cells. Same thing, they get taken apart and serviced every week. In here, we have basically suspension room. So we have our shock room, our steering rack room. This is where the brakes get put together. This is where the suspension gets assembled. Obviously, with all the people we have down here, we have their managers. So we did put a centralized location for the managers that help
run downstairs.
So now we're really starting to see all the parts come together.
Yeah, so this is the assembly area. A bunch of parts and pieces become a car. As you can see there right now, they're wrapping the 45 car for a few weeks out. This will take basically a half a day in order to get the car from a raw shell to a wrapped race car. But in here is where the engine goes in the car, the driveline goes in the car, the suspension gets mounted over the car, the interior goes in, and it goes from a bunch of pieces to actually a running race car.
Now, all throughout this downstairs area, we're seeing white floors. And of course, it's really noticeable here in the final assembly area. Is there a reason why it's such a light color?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we would like to be pure white, but obviously it's pretty dirty. We actually talked about doing gray, and we with Danny and myself, picked out grays. We realized it was kind of dark. This is actually Olympus white. It's a nice tone for reality of you can have lights above you, and it actually is bright enough underneath the car. There's enough light to help reflect off there to see it in the car. It's pretty good.
This area is open to the public to be able to look down here. How important is it to include them when it comes to this race team?
Well, I mean, honestly, we rely on our fans so much to basically generate revenue for our racing. It's enjoyable. Yes, everyone likes their fans, but they help run what makes us successful as a race team.
So fans and people can't see into this part of this downstairs facility. Where are we at?
Yeah, so this is what we have as our fab shop. One of those dirty areas where actually work gets done.
Down this hallway that's completely parallel than the one that we were just in. What happens here?
As the car comes off the haulers, it'll come into teardown. So this is our teardown area where it's a giant dirty area. The car comes completely apart here. Every nut and bolt, every part and piece comes off here. It gets washed, it gets crack checked, and then it rolls down the hallway to the QC lab to get remeasured.
I want to ask, how many cars do you guys go through in a season, being that you have a fresh one every single race?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, last year, I know this, we went through 16 front clips between the two teams that we had at the time. We only went through, I think, 3 or 4 center sections, but yeah, we'll end up killing a few cars a year for sure. So this is the QC lab. After the parts come from the car, get washed, crack checked, we make sure they come back into the QC lab and get measured on the CMM to verify they're still within tolerance of what NASCAR needs them to be as well as what we want them to be. Sometimes you'll get an accident and you'll wonder if the part can be reused. It's an easy way to check to make sure it didn't actually migrate from where its design spec was.
And this is the final stop on our loop, am I correct?
Yeah, this is the last quadrant that we're in. From here, the engines get kind of dressed, whether they have to do any spec changes, intakes, belts, updates they might have. From there, the engine gets wheeled down into assembly to get the race car.
Josh, you're the pit coach, and we're in the pit barn. What takes place here? How often are you here during the week?
So every week we're here Tuesday through Thursday. The staff's here Monday through Friday, but the pit crew guys come in Tuesday through Thursday, and Tuesday through Thursday we're practicing out here.
Tell me how practice would go down. I'm seeing a long slab of concrete and pavement leading into this place. What goes on?
Yeah, so we designed that specifically so that our drivers, when they come in and practice, we can get the pit road speed for that weekend. So if pit road speed is 55, then we have enough runway that they hit 55 miles an hour in our practice car before they get here. And that helps the guys visually see how fast that's going to be over the weekend. So we'll tape out that pit box every week. And then the guys know, hey, I can jump at this point. The car's coming in this fast. And they can kind of get a feel for that before they actually get to the racetrack.
So we'll consider this the pit crew meeting room, but technical verbiage behind you, the Xfinity Speed Center. Why is this so important for all the pit crew teams?
Yeah, so it gives us a place to come on Tuesdays whenever the guys get back here. So Mondays, the coaching staff gets together. We look at all the film, collaborate with our notes, and then we kind of prepare for the guys on Tuesday, the film that we want them to watch. We'll go over all the race film, all the footage. And then from that, we look at things that maybe they did well or they didn't do so well. That's how we come up with our practice plan for the week. During the race weekends, during practice, qualifying, and the race, we have basically any engineer here that doesn't travel to the racetrack will come sit in this room, and they look at all sorts of different data that they are communicating to the track directly through intercom systems. They're communicating with crew chiefs and the engineers at the racetrack, on strategy or things the drivers need to be doing different or ideas to make the car better. They're focused on that in here.
Alrighty, Tucker, what was your role in this project when you were working on 2311?
So I was the superintendent for choke construction. We're the general contractor that shows up and goes from trees to handing the owner the keys.
How long was that process and what are the challenges that came with it?
The process was way quicker than what normally we would do. We cleared the site and then we started with slabs. All the walls are actually built on the ground, on the slab, and then stood up with a crane. The most challenging thing was trying to keep 200 people working on top of each other. Denny and Michael decided they wanted the windows at a 23-degree angle. They wanted 23 paint colors. They wanted all kinds of 11 or 23 or 45 elements to this building. So it's much harder working at a 23-degree angle versus horizontally and vertically.
What were the must-haves in this space?
The must-have was them getting in by December 1st because, like I said, they wouldn't have a team functioning out of this space. But, I mean, some of Denny's things that he really wanted was the shroud, all the black shroud around the building, the LED lights that shine down at night. He really wanted the outside to be like a wow factor to where you wanted to walk in and then it goes to another level, not just be a boring box. So between the Jordan speed camo and the elephant print to the LED lights, when you walk in, you're expecting it to get worse and it only gets better. I think it's kind of cool.
So where else in the racing world do you want to see us go next? Leave a comment down below.
So there you have it. Michael Jordan's team, he's built a state-of-the-art facility. Those guys are crushing it. They're killing it. And I'm super proud of him and what he's doing there. He's got a good team behind him, and he's doing his thing. So shout out to Michael Jordan and his whole crew at 2311. Keep winning, and I'll be watching. All right, guys. Yours truly, signing off.